Good morning, Year 10. I hope you're well and having a lovely day. Please can you write the date and title, theme park project, writing a report. For today's lesson, you'll need your exercise book, pen and pencils, and a hard copy of the sample report. So please can you make sure you have everything you need for today's lesson. So do now, what is functional writing? And please provide as many examples as you can. Pause the video for a few minutes to do this now. So, functional writing is non-fiction writing that intends to communicate information between individuals or groups. This type of writing has a clear, specific purpose. Examples include reports, proposals, letters, news articles, speeches, and reviews. Please can you make sure you have this all noted down in your book. So remember, let's just recap what's happened so far. So, the land that's been bought for the development of the winning theme park needs planning permission. You needed to consider how to deal with the following. There's a lake on the land, there is an old protected ruin on the land, and there is a small village on the edge of the land. Also, there was a few spanners. So a rare newt was found in the lake and had to be protected. Villagers were concerned about pollution. And also, it was discovered the ruin was Henry VIII's summer house, and the Heritage Trust wanted to buy the land to make it into a tourist attraction. So, what you did was you created a proposal last lesson, which had a few proposed solutions to each of these problems. So, you should have had your solutions to the problems finished and done last week. So, today's lesson will be focused on being able to write an effective report. This will accompany your proposal request. So, the purpose is usually related to informing, explaining, describing, and advising. The audience is usually adult and ones of authority. So, in terms of structural features, reports generally include subheadings, distinct paragraphs to explore specific issues. So, you'll have a paragraph for this issue, a paragraph for another issue, and so on. A range of sentence structures, sophisticated punctuation, an introduction which sets out why, who, what, where, and when, problems and solutions, and a conclusion which sums up the main points you want to make. So in terms of language features, there should be factual description and information. It should be written in the present tense, should use common nouns and technical jargon to make you sound informed, use a third person narrative, use formal and impersonal language, sophisticated language but not. I'd now like you to read the example report. The piece of work was given a grade 4. I'd like you to annotate the report with suggestions for improvement. For a challenge, please could you rewrite a section of the report to make it better. Pause the video to do this now. Okay, so these are the examiner's comments. This is on task and clearly presented. Headings are used and there is a reasonable standard of accuracy. However, though this would be awarded a grade 4, there are ways of making it better, such as writing an introductory paragraph, taking more care with sentences, for instance at the beginning of the sections headed Facilities and Buildings, check spellings, such as rackets, unusable, and questionnaire. Unusable. Developing some of the points made, such as in the last section, giving examples of worthwhile out-of-school activities. Making it a little less casual, loads of equipment, and writing a conclusion with some recommendations of how the school could improve its facilities. So if you didn't get this down, please could you make a note. Okay, so now you'll be doing your main task, which is writing a report to the planning committee, setting out your intentions with the land and how you will address the concerns raised. So these are some tips for you to plan and write your report. 1. Make sure you're clear in what you're being asked to do. Ask yourself, what is the report about and who is it for? 2. Decide an appropriate heading. 3. The first subheading, should always be introduction. 4. Think of areas you want to cover and choose subheadings. As with letters, you need a minimum of 3 main paragraphs, but aim for 4. 5. The final heading of conclusion should draw together solutions and recommendations. 6. Ensure you use strong, ambitious vocabulary if you want your report to be seriously considered. 7. Refer back to slides 8, 7 and 8 for other tips. So I've given you a model for your first subheading section. So this is an example of an opening paragraph. As the lead designer of Make Up a Company, I've compiled a report on the park facilities for target audience. I have compiled data through feasibility studies and surveying the land and questionnaire results from local residents living in the area. And this is an overview of my findings and possible solutions. So what I'd like you to do is to complete your report in the remaining lesson time. So pause the video and complete your report now. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying the theme park project. I've been really enjoying seeing how your theme parks and your proposal are coming along. So I really look forward to seeing your report. Right, thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again in the next lesson. So thank you and goodbye.